What's up and welcome to Guiding Bolt. I'm Jessica and today I'm going to walk you through some tips and tricks for using Excel. So I have a sample data set here that we'll be working with, and you can see that some of my data isn't quite visible. You'll see in the cost of goods column and in the date column that some of the information is hashed out, and we can see here if we click into D1 that manufacturing price isn't fully visible. So an easy way to see all of our data is if you see me hovering the mouse here. If I hover between two different columns, you'll see the mouse icon change to a vertical line with left and right arrows. If I double click, that will increase the width of that column so all information is visible. A quicker way to do this is coming over to this corner here in the top left above number 1 and to the left of A to highlight the entire sheet. Now if I hover between two columns to have that icon come up, double click, that will adjust all of my column widths so that all information is visible and that the columns aren't overly large or overly small. Let's say we need to update some of the year information. We can see here 2014 is listed, but it's the year 2024. So if we input our correct date up here, you'll see that when this field, this cell is highlighted, there's that square icon in the bottom right corner. And if we hover over that with our mouse becomes a black cross. If we click and hold and drag down, it will drag our information down. And because this is a year, Excel is trying to predict that we want to increase the year by 1 every time we go down a cell. If that is correct, we can leave it as is. Otherwise, you'll see this box here. If we click on it, it's the predictive rules, and we can say, no, don't fill out the series increasing by 1 year, just copy my year so that it's all 2024. The other way you can quickly do this is instead of clicking, holding, and dragging when we have that black plus symbol, we can just double click and it will fill in that information all the way down to the bottom. Some useful formulas for us. Let's say we want to see our total gross sales. So we're going to enter a formula. Formulas always start with equal. And to get our total, we're going to enter in sum, open parentheses, and now you can click and drag to highlight all of the cells that you want to include in that formula. We're going to close the parentheses and hit enter. And there is our sum of gross sales. If we click that cell and click the equation bar up here, it will highlight all of the cells we've included in that formula. The other quicker way to do that, instead of clicking and dragging, you'll see here that it has my first top cell, which is F2, and then it has the colon symbol, and then my bottom cell, F15. So that can be a quicker way to type it in instead of clicking and dragging if you have a lot of data to include in your cell. Maybe we want to see our average manufacturing price. So let's enter that formula. Equals average. We're going to open our parentheses, click, hold, and drag till we highlight all the cells we want included, close our parentheses, and hit enter. Our average manufacturing price is $148.29. Another useful tool I like to use in Excel is called conditional formatting. This helps you maybe find information by highlighting cells in a way that makes them stand out. So maybe we want to see what our profit is on these items, and we want to heat map that from our lowest to our highest. So we're going to highlight the cells we want that formatting on. We're going to come up here to conditional formatting, and we're on home in our ribbon up here. I'm going to say highlight cell rules, and for the heat map we're going to come down to color scale. And we can highlight it green to yellow to red, or we can reverse that amount where it's red to green to yellow, depending on if you want your high value in the green or your low value in the green. We want our high value, so we're going to pick the one that's green to yellow to red. We click on that, and it inserts a scale for us, and so we can see here that row number 11 is our highest profit item, while row 15 and row 7 are our lower profit items. And so this color scale makes it really easy to identify those items. Additionally, we could have come up here to this little icon here, and we can sort. So sort smallest to largest, and it resorts the entire table and brings those values into alignment based on the way we wanted to sort them. Another formula I like to use is concatenate, and concatenate allows us to easily take data from multiple cells and combine it into one. So we're going to come over here to column N, and I am hovering in between the two till I have that symbol of the vertical line and the left and right arrows, and I'm just going to drag this a little bit wider for us. So my formula is equal concat, or you can type out the whole thing. We're going to open parentheses. Now we're going to select the first cell we want to include and put a comma. And then if we want this information separated from the other cell by any other information, maybe a comma or a space or a dash, that's where we would enter it now. So we would have the quotation marks. Let's say we want to separate it by a space, a dash, and a space. So you can see up here that I've typed in a space, a dash, and a space. And then I'm going to hit parentheses again, or excuse me, quotations to close that out, comma, and then click the cell that I want to include next, and then close parentheses. So we have concatenate, open parentheses, the cell we want to include, comma, and then in between the quotation marks, any information you want to use to separate the two cells we're combining, comma, and then the second cell we want, close parentheses. And we can see here that it's actually auto-filled in the whole column for us as part of the table, but our 2 is from here. Space dash space is what we typed in between those quotation marks, and then February is our second cell we wanted to include. So those are some of my favorite things to use in Excel. Let me know down below in the comments what some of your favorite things are to use in Excel. And if you have any questions, let us know too, and we can help you out. Don't forget to hit that like button, and we'll see you back here next time.